The newest addition to Varla's lineup is here. This is the Eagle One Pro, a premium, high-speed, full-suspension electric scooter priced at $2,200. Varla has given me the opportunity to be one of the first to get my hands on this scooter and give you my first impressions. I've been riding it non-stop since I got it, and I have a lot of thoughts to share with you guys. As usual, I will publish a more complete, in-depth review after I've had plenty of time to test this scooter and see how it performs in the long term. This video will be my unfiltered thoughts from the first week of riding this scooter. First off, it just takes one look at the color scheme and design of the Eagle One Pro to see that they totally misnamed this scooter. It is way more similar in design to the Pegasus, Varla's $1,200 street scooter, than it is to the Eagle One. This makes a lot of sense since the base Eagle One is a branding of the popular Unicool T10 DDM scooter, while both the Pegasus and the new Eagle One Pro are Varla's own design. They probably chose to name it the Eagle One Pro to capitalize on the popularity of the Eagle One, but I mean, just look at it. It's clearly the Pegasus Pro. That aside, the Eagle One Pro is a good-looking scooter with stout construction. It's heavy at 90 pounds, and while this hurts its portability, the benefit is that its weight can help with stability and planting the scooter to the ground while riding. This, combined with a sturdy, thick aluminum frame and a beefy twist lock folding mechanism, makes for a rock-solid feel when you stand on this scooter. It's quite large as well, standing at almost 4.5 feet tall unfolded. Platform to handlebar height is quite generous as well. I hate when handlebars are really low and force you to bend over a ton, but these handlebars sit well above my waist when riding. I am 6 foot 1 inch for reference. Despite the solid, comfortable feel of the scooter while standing on it and riding at lower speeds, the iffy geometry has me worried about high-speed stability. It has quite a steep stem angle. It's more upright than the Eagle One and much more vertical than the Pegasus. A steeper or slacker angle on the stem would make for better stability at high speeds. The steering is quite stiff, which is a good thing for stability while riding, though whether it makes up for the suboptimal geometry is still yet to be seen. The riding platform is plenty big and gives you a reasonable amount of flexibility with riding positions. The rear tail is a bit of an unusual design, but it's felt natural and comfortable to use so far. The spring suspension in both the front and the rear is quite plush, but it seems to have very low rebound time, or the time it takes for the suspension to decompress and return to its original position. I am by no means an expert on suspension, but with how much the suspension and wheels seem to jump around even on small bumps, low rebound time seems to be the culprit. As a result, off-road riding can feel quite chunky and rough despite the larger suspension. But with these road tires, the Eagle One Pro isn't super well suited for off-roading anyway. However, I love the choices they've made for these wheels for paved surface riding. Varla has gone with large 11-inch wheels and tubeless tires. 11-inch tires offer better ride comfort and stability, and tubeless tires help prevent flats, so these get a big thumbs up from me. The scooter turns on using an NFC chip in this Varla tag. They send you two, but I personally don't want to risk being stuck without a way to turn the scooter on if I lose the chips or if they stop working, so I have turned off the NFC requirement in the P settings. All the P settings are outlined in the manual, and they can be adjusted to fit your needs. I've left everything on the default settings for the first week, but I will play around with some of the speed and acceleration settings and see if there's anything worth changing. I'll tell you what I find in future videos. There are 3 riding modes, as well as the option to switch between dual and single motor mode. The 3 riding modes do not affect acceleration, just top speed, with mode 1 capping your speed at about 15 miles per hour, mode 2 at about 28 miles per hour, and mode 3 is the max speed uncapped riding mode. This obviously is a very fast dual motor scooter with impressive acceleration and scary top speed. The interesting part is that Varla has decided to go with a very similar motor setup to the original Eagle One with twin 1000 watt hub motors. Where the Pro version is an upgrade from the base Eagle One is in the 60 volt battery and dual 30 amp controllers. The Pro has a claimed top speed of 45 miles an hour, and in my GPS tests on flat ground with the wind in my back, I got it up to about 42-43 miles an hour. It reaches 40 miles an hour without too much trouble, but plateaus quickly after 40 miles an hour. I don't doubt it could get up to 45 in the right conditions and with enough time. Unfortunately, I couldn't spend a ton of time riding the scooter up at its top speeds because of a large issue that I encountered. At speeds close to and above 40 miles an hour, the front end of the scooter would develop a fairly violent vibration that would amplify quickly, most times leading to speed wobble and general instability. The easiest way to see it is to watch the phone mount in these riding clips. See how it vibrates and shakes as I get up to the higher speeds. That vibration and shaking is felt through the entire scooter while riding. I initially thought that this vibration was due to the road I was riding on, but after experiencing it on every road and sidewalk and other surface that I tried the scooter on, it was clearly being caused by something with the scooter. Now, a lot of things could be causing this, and I don't want to make a definitive statement that this is an issue with the scooter design itself. First, it could be an issue with the balance of the front wheel. At the speeds this scooter is capable of, even a small imbalance of the tires could cause vibrations. It could be possible that the front suspension is too plush and the movement of the suspension combined with its low rebound time, as I mentioned before, is causing vibration at high speed. Another possibility could be that the upright position of the stem is putting a lot of rider weight over the front of the scooter and is causing flexing of the front portion of the scooter. Or maybe the stem has nothing to do with it and the material is just flexing due to suboptimal design. Right now I don't know, and I'm riding and testing to see what the cause is. A follow-up on this will come in a future video, so stay tuned. If any of you end up buying one of these and notice a similar issue or maybe a lack of this issue, then definitely let me know down in the comments or contact me on the contact page on my website. This issue has forced me to ride at slightly lower than max speed most of the time. And while 30 to 35 miles an hour is not slow by any means, it's no faster than the base Eagle One, which is $500 cheaper. One place this jump in price could be justified is in the range, with the Eagle One Pro boasting a 24 amp hour battery as compared to the 18.2 amp hours of the base Eagle One. I'll be doing a full range test very soon, which I will post as its own video, or I will include the results of in a future video. The base Eagle One got about 15 to 20 miles of range in the max speed dual motor mode, so I would really like to see the Pro version getting at minimum 20 to 25 miles in my upcoming test. The thumb throttle is actually a real strong point of this scooter. While I dislike the more traditional thumb throttle that actuates up and down, the side actuation of this throttle is quite comfortable to use. This is the first scooter that I've tried with this style. It's still early in my testing, but I might like this style of thumb throttle more than trigger throttles. This is also nice for those that dislike that the trigger throttle and brake lever on other scooters are so close together and also use the same motion to operate. This really separates the action of accelerating and braking. And now the hot button topic of the Eagle One Pro, Varla's unusual decision to downgrade the brakes from hydraulic to mechanical on a scooter that's supposed to be an upgrade to the original Eagle One. If you're familiar with this channel, then you know how much I criticize high-speed scooters for not having hydraulic brakes. Stopping power is so much better with hydraulic brakes, and honestly, they are needed at the speeds these scooters go. Mountain bikes, for example, go a fraction of the speed a high-power scooter does, and they also weigh significantly less, and yet almost all decent mountain bikes, even ones that cost under $1,000, come with hydraulic brakes. If you recall, I received an early version of the original Eagle One back when it was first released, and my largest and basically only complaint was how awful the mechanical brakes were. Varla ended up upgrading the brakes to hydraulic on future models thanks to the feedback from reviewers and customers. So knowing how much backlash there was from riders about the brakes on the old model, why did they decide to revert to mechanical brakes on the new model? These brakes on the Eagle One Pro are a different brand than the Zoom brakes on the old Eagle One, so I wanted to give them a real chance before I bashed the decision. But the reality is that stopping times are nowhere near where they should be for a scooter this fast. And frankly, there's no reason why a 40+ mile-an-hour scooter that costs over $2,000 shouldn't have hydraulic brakes. Basically half the comments I've seen about this scooter are complaints about the choice of brakes. Varla honestly should have seen this coming from a mile away. So far for me, this is a scooter that delivers in theory and has lots of great features, but in practice doesn't quite live up to what I was hoping for. That's not to say this isn't a fun scooter. I've had a blast riding it, and I honestly haven't been able to stay off it for the past week. It turns heads, and I've gotten tons of compliments from strangers. It's a cool, fast scooter, to put it in the most basic way I can. I just know that it could be better. As of the date of recording this voiceover, Varla has yet to release this scooter, so changes can still be made for the actual release of the scooter. Hopefully reviewers can give Varla useful feedback and echo the thoughts of potential buyers to make the Eagle One Pro a success. I honestly think this scooter has a lot of great things going for it, and it checks a lot of boxes for me personally. Be sure to stay tuned for updates in the future and my full review once I feel like I've had plenty of time to properly test the scooter. Let me know what your thoughts on the scooter are down below, because I want to know what you guys are thinking, and I also know that Varla reads these comments and is open to feedback from you. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.